podcast that discusses everything that's going on in Japanese Grand Sumo. Whether you've been steeped in sumo lore since the Heisei era, like me, Stan, or you're a dedicated fan who wants to get deeper into what's happening on and off the dohyo, like our good friend Troy, or you're brand new to the world of sumo and just want to learn what it's all about, no matter how much you know about the sport, the Sumo Show has something for you. So let's throw some purifying salt into the ring, do a few big Shiko foot stomps, and see what's new on this week's episode of the Sumo Show. So konnichiwa, everyone. And Okaidi, welcome back to my co-host, Troy.
Well, hello.
Okaidi, welcome back.
I feel welcomed. My favorite time of year when I get to try to say Royoku Okogikan. Royoku.
Good luck here.
Ryogoku.
Ryogoku is
Ryogoku Gokugikan.
Kokugikan.
Kogugikan.
Kokugikan.
Kokudikan. No?
Now you're doing it on purpose.
I did that on purpose. You're right. It's the Hatsu Basho Banzuke.
It's a Hatsu Basho Banzuke. It's
It's
a
the time
Hatsu
when-
Basho Banzuke miracle.
You and I get to say Banzukes.
Banzukes. It's that time again.
Yeah.
We're not even out of the 2025. We're talking about what's happening in 2026 because it's coming in 2 weeks.
You know, I was thinking, Stan, as I was perusing the internet for pictures of the Rio
Rio
Goku Kokugikan.
Kokugikan.
There you go.
That one's not. Kokugikan is not that hard. Ryogoku's a mouthful.
Kokugikan. Kokugikan. Right here. I think what messes me up is for some reason in my dumb brain, I keep thinking Cookie Crisp.
Cookie Kikan.
Cookies is what I'm thinking. But look at that place. I love it. You know, Stan, someday you and I ought to take a trip.
Yeah, I've been there. It is fine. We should go. I'd love to go back.
Yeah, look at these guys.
Look at them little sumo tushies.
They're all hanging out, looking like. So this is where they do the slapping of the gyoji. Is that what this is? You see the gyoji there in the middle, and then they all kind of slap, 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 slap.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Slap of luck, I think they call it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Which is why we have our own little pre-show slapping that we do. It's a lot of fun.
I'm so glad that we're in different places right now. I'm slapping so hard.
You want to give me a slap for luck? Oh, it's good to laugh again. But here we are.
Here we are, ready to talk about the New Year's Sumo Tournament. New Year's Grand Sumo Tournament.
Now, if I'm correct in my research, and I'm often not, when it comes to Japanese language, Hatsu means first?
Mm-hmm. Yep, Hatsu Basho. First Basho, New Year's Basho.
Lines up, yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. We're also going to be talking about and sharing the link to our Fantasy Oyakata.
Right, it'll be also the Hatsu Fantasy Oyakata.
That's right. Yep. And a good chance. Also, I just want to say thanks again for everybody who provided answers for our last show of the year.
Yes, indeed. Thank you all very much.
And not realizing it, I didn't put a place for people to put their name. So I had to write everybody and say, give me your name. And they did, which was great. I really appreciate everyone pitching in. You know, it takes a village to.
Oh, by the way, who are you?
Yeah, because oftentimes their emails don't really line up with their name. Even if they do, they may want to go under a pseudonym. But we got it all sorted. Great answers, and I know that it was kind of sweet to see Jackie's reaction to be mentioned on show, and it was just a really it was a fun endeavor, and one that I hope we do again in the next year. Yeah, it's not quite next year, but it will be soon.
Yeah, and we could do other shows like that at different points during the year. Like we started this as we had all the between Basho shows where we
Yeah.
were doing stuff all the time.
Yeah, it was really fun. But yeah, looking forward to. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what this Basho and the new year brings. And gosh,
Indeed.
there's so much to watch. So many people to see, and hopes and dreams to that you hope that they can maintain without breaking a
Yeah,
thing, or
yeah. There are a lot of stories. A lot of
yeah,
stories this
to
tournament.
unfold. Well, shall we look at it?
I think that's what we're here to do.
Let's do it.
Let's do that very thing. So we are now looking at the Banzuke for the new tournament on the official Sumo app. Grand Sumo is the name of the app. You can get it at the App Store, for whatever your device of choice is. I'm sure you can get it. I recommend doing it. It's free. There is a paid version, which gives you extra material, and it's $5 a month, $6 a month, and totally worth it for me.
That's right. All hail NHK.
Right.
NHK is our master.
This is this is a Sumo Association, but yeah.
Oh yes.
Well, so yes. So here we go. This is what it's looking like. We have 2 Yokozuna and 2 Ozeki.
Nice.
Top of a Banzuke, which is full. No empty spot in there anywhere.
Yeah, it's exciting. Stan, just not to put too fine a point on it, I'll tell you, I am feeling more in command of the Rikishi than I ever have. Like, I'm really I look at them and say, yes, that's
so and so. Yeah,
that's so and so, and I've been watching that. Again, like being able to watch people like Onosato and Aonishiki. These people, like, they came into like the upper ranks of sumo as I was watching them. I was able to kind of see their rise, and that's really exciting.
You've now achieved a new level of sumo fandom. Congratulations. Ring the bell.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. Well done. All right. The end. Bye. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Troy's ascended to
Troy's rung his bell. We're out of here.
All right.
Okay. So we've got our 2 Yokozuna. Hoshoryu finished with a better record last time, so he is the Yokozuna on the east, and Onosato is on the west. Onosato, of course, injured his shoulder last tournament and had to withdraw for the final day. He has only recently begun going back to practice. He missed the entire winter post-tournament exhibition tour. But he's back doing practice now, and he hasn't done any competitive sparring, but says he's feeling pretty good. So we'll see. Shoulder injuries are kind of tricky. I think my best hope is that he doesn't injure it further. Right? Yeah. Whatever happens for this tournament, I think it might mean that he's not going to. If it's not fully healed up, then he probably will not be quite the dominant guy we've seen. I mean, he'll still be pretty dominant, but I expect. I expect, unless he's so bad he's got to pull out and go Kyujo. I expect him to be in the mix, in the hunt for the U show into this week 2. But if his shoulder's not right, then I expect that he will not.
That stresses me out.
But we'll see. We'll see. Hoshoryu, in the meanwhile, seems to be looking good. His usual Hoshoryu-ness. And getting ready for the tournament. No real big news about him that I saw coming out. Kotozakura is as unpredictable as he's been since this time last year. He won the tournament in November of 2024 and was on high, and last year was all kind of bumpy road for him.
Yeah.
So he had, I think, in November, this time he had his best tournament of the year, probably. So maybe he's gonna start uh, getting back into it. We'll just wait and see. I'm not so sure. He has become even more of a puzzlement to me than he ever was.
Yeah.
And then in the second Ozeki spot, we've got Shin Ozeki Aonishiki.
That's right.
New Ozeki Aonishiki. First ever Ozeki from Ukraine. So
yeah, great story. Very exciting. And shows no signs of stopping.
No.
Yeah.
He's we were talking about last time. The thing about him is he still seems like he's improving, right? He's only 21. Yeah. He's still new to the sport, and he doesn't look like he's hit a ceiling yet.
Yeah.
And he's certainly young enough that even when he does seem to hit a ceiling, that won't be his final ceiling.
Right. He's working his way. He's working his mind around it to work his way through it. A question for you. Sorry, I got so excited about Aonishiki that I forgot what my question was.
A question for you. What was I going to ask?
What was I going to ask? Oh, what might be interesting for us too, if once we kind of get a little bit deeper into the Banzuke, is to take a look at Fred Pink's 3 card.
I have that pulled up here.
Nice. Okay, great. Yeah, it's very interesting to see what's going on here, and so when we get towards the end, I'll ask some questions about what you think about folks like the Wakas and etc.
Well, we're about to talk about some of them too.
Yeah.
So our second, so we had, after last tournament, we had a lot of wonder about what's going to happen here in the Sanyaku, because so many people at the top did not do well again in November.
Yeah,
a lot of losing scores and a lot of people dropping down. And Kirishima jumped all the way up from, was Maegashira 1 or Maegashira 2, up to the top Sekiwake. So he's our Sekiwake West.
Yeah.
And Takayasu, after getting really lucky in the middle part of last year, where he had a couple of losing scores, but didn't drop out of the Sanyaku because of how bad people were doing around him.
Yeah.
He held steady despite going 7 and 8.
Good for him.
Right. And this time he got a Kachikoshi, so he's bumped back up to Sekiwake. He's been looking really strong.
Solid. Yeah.
As we talked about before the last tournament, the thing about him is he seems to have 2 or 3 tournaments really strong, and then he hurts himself.
Yeah.
And as he gets older, this pattern has repeated itself, and he's now 32, I think. We've been hoping that he could just give him one more really great tournament, and then he has it and loses in a playoff. And we wind up going, one more. No, give him one more.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He's in a fine position right now. Good winning streak brings him up to Sekiwake. In theory, he's on an Ozeki run. We'll knock on some sumo wood and hope that he has another strong tournament, because we love us some Takayasu.
We do. Now, what about this next guy?
Oho?
Yeah.
Oho. Well, what about him?
I don't see. So it seems to me like when we look at what was going on in September, in November, he jumped up to, what is that? Where did you go? Was it Sekiwake West? 7? Was he at 7?
No.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to flip through tabs here. Well, anyway, my point being,
what you're looking at is from September, when he was Maegashira 2.
That's right.
He
Oh,
had a
there we go.
really
Yes.
great tournament and jumped up to Sekiwake East.
East, yeah.
And then had a losing tournament, which is what he seems to do every time he gets.
That was going to be my question. Is he just the guy that's bobbing up and down kind of throughout this
it's
whole?
like he is totally good enough to be just below the Sekiwake, the Sanyaku ranking, and every time he gets into the Sanyaku ranking, he just doesn't. He doesn't. He 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 trips. He trips on his own Mawashi.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, interesting. So forever Komusubi, you think, until he retires?
Well, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's there. He's there to stay for sure. No.
Yeah.
He's. I don't know. I think there's probably another 7 and 8. Right? He's
right.
If I had to bet on him, I would bet on him having a Makekoshi again because he's in the Sanyaku. I don't think it'll be a terrible one, but I think he'll drop down to he'll have a Makekoshi. He'll drop down to Maegashira 1 or 2, and he'll have a big winning. Just that relief of not being there. I don't know if it's all mental or the slight improvement in being able to get matches against a few lower ranked people. Right? If he's going 7 and 8, a difference of 1 or 2 wins in his tournament makes a difference between Koshi and Makekoshi.
Yeah.
Winning record and losing record, and promotion or demotion. So I think that when I think that really kind of shows for him that's where he's at, right? He is 1 or 2 matches away from being deserving of being that's his fluctuation point.
Yeah. He's right at that ceiling and trying to crack it.
He keeps banging his head against it and bouncing down.
Speaking of banging your head against things, Waka 1 and Waka 2,
Wakamoto Haru.
They kind of trade off back and forth, right? One will kind of dip down, and the other one will kind of show some promise, and then
overall, Waka Takakage has been the stronger of them.
That's right. Yeah.
But and Wakamoto Haru, it was kind of a surprise over the previous year and a half to see him behave or perform this consistently well at the top. He was very consistent in the Sanyaku. He was able to hold it for quite a while. I think that he also his natural place, his best placing is in the upper Maegashira, not in the Sanyaku.
Yeah.
But the way sumo works is, if you're at your proper place and you have a winning record, you get bumped up above your proper placing, and then you get smacked down a little.
Right.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Waka Takakage, who's down at Maegashira 2 now, he's won a tournament.
Yeah.
This is 2 or 3 years ago at this point now.
And that's quite a fall.
And then he had a really bad injury that knocked him way down. He fought his way back, and he's 2 years older, and he's got the injury.
Yeah.
And he was, and a lot of super good people have come up in the meanwhile. And so he's having a hard time regaining that position. There's a point where he was a serious consideration as an Ozeki candidate right before the injury. Now, I don't know that either one of them is likely to be get into the Sanyaku and stay there material.
Yeah. With the Onosato, Aonishiki world, it's really kind of
but, it's always so. Whoever, if you get the people who are solid Yokozuna and Ozeki, the next step is to find someone who is a solid Sekiwake, who seems like they can hang in there and then have a good 3 tournaments in a row to earn a position in as an Ozeki. But you wind up with people like Kirishima did that for a while, got his Ozeki, got injured and dropped down. But you have people like Mitakeyumi and like Waka Takakage and Daisho.
Yeah, Daisho's going to
spent a long time there, it's hard. It's hard to be in that position, just because it's so tough to have to fight all the top guys all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just a little shift in their stamina or their physicality that that just suddenly drops them out of it. And I think that Wakataka Kage has yet to show me that he's gotten 100% of it back. And I think that we may be seeing him also just as someone who's going to lurk in the Joi, in the region of people who are likely to have to fight the Yokozuna during the tournament, which is a great place to be, but it's not where he had been, not what his biggest fans were hoping for him and hope that he will get it.
Now, what to do with an Ichi Yamamoto? Right? Am I saying that right? Ichi
Yamamoto.
Yeah, what to do with this character? Because I'm looking at just there was a dip, and then a huge. That seems like a massive promotion.
Well, I think he's someone who is much better than the people in middle Maegashira and not as good as the people in upper Maegashira.
Yeah.
He also is the favorite Rikishi of our friend JJ Dumfachi.
That's right. Dumfachi loves this guy.
Yep, he's very entertaining to watch. But my take on him is unchanged. But I think he's outmatched at this level, and he's going to have a bad tournament.
Yeah, it does seem like he was promoted well above.
His style is very similar to Abi, and he looks a lot like him too. Several of the YouTube commentators and English language commentators will talk about that.
Well, poor Abi. We'll get to that.
When Abi and Ichi Yamamoto fight, it's like
twins.
Yeah, you can't have that. It's like matter and antimatter. You can't fight yourself.
Right. One of them with the goatee.
But,
right.
At his best, Abi is a better Abi than Ichi Yamamoto is.
Yeah.
But then, as we see, Abi's not on this top of the list anymore. He's not doing well.
Abi is well down the line. Yeah.
Yoshino Fuji, I'm gonna eventually stop having to say this. Be the former Kusano.
Yeah. So is this the rise of Yoshino Fuji? Is this
he's coming on strong?
Yeah.
And looks like and I think right now is his first real chance to prove that he's one of the people who's going to stick around here in the top Sanyaku division and become a mainstay, and is one of those people who may challenge for an Ozeki promotion in the coming year and a half.
Do you think? Okay, in the coming year and a half. Gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, when we look at him, he's still his photo, right? He still doesn't have a full top knot.
He's a baby. Yeah.
Right? He's 24 years old.
Yeah.
He's only had 4 Makauchi tournaments. He's only had 11 tournaments total. So he's still new. He's another one of the guys that went through college and amateur rather than coming straight into sumo at a younger age. So as a amateur champion, he got to come in the middle of the Makushita division and has been earning his way up from there. And he's doing great. And he's another one of these young, strong up-and-comers.
Yeah. I do want to say that there does seem, and I don't mean to look a Gift Basho in the mouth, but when you think about the elder with all the experience and the one, like that's not Hoshoryu, is it? I mean, is that what we're?
Well, looking at this top, no, the ones with all the experience here, the ones with the highest level of experience, are Kirishima and Takayasu.
Yeah, it just is. It just seems like that. It's an interesting time, lots of phenomenal sumo. It does feel like there's a lot of like young, smart,
Yeah.
fresh faces, and not a lot of the old grizzled veterans to show them a thing or two, you know?
Yeah, but some of the people like Kotazakura, people
Yeah.
like Wakamoto Haru and Wakataka Kage and Ichi Yamamoto and Kirishima and Takayasu. They've been
Shodai.
around a long time.
Yeah.
Even if they're not as, even the ones that aren't as old in years have worked their way up from the bottom, and so have a lot more.
Have some tricks to show, and yeah. Interesting. Yeah, because Shodai is on that list, right? Of somebody who's gonna some trick. We'll get into that in a minute, but sorry. Conspicuously absent from your list.
I mean, but there's a lot. There's a lot. Ura and Takanosho.
Oh
These
yeah,
are people who are actually getting these are the people that now they're far enough in their careers that you begin to think, all right, when are they gonna? Instead of when are they gonna make their move, is when are they gonna have their dip, and when is it gonna be enough?
Right. Well, Ura, speaking of, is a fan Sumo Show fan favorite,
Yes.
as demonstrated in our end of the year show, and is on the rise, like demonstrably looked into.
I'm not sure I'd say that, but okay.
You don't think so? I mean, I'm just looking at the thing, or at the list here. Where was he at in September?
He's bouncing around the way he always does.
Yeah,
he goes down and he gets up to about this level. The one thing he did last year was have a couple of good tournaments at this level, which is the common thought is that this level's a little too high for him. It's not that much higher than it, because he's
normally,
than it had been. Like he's learned enough to sometimes do okay up here, but he's not going to thrive.
Right.
He's really, really good at Maegashira 5, Maegashira 6.
I was going to ask, is that kind of where he lives? Yeah.
But when he does well there, he bounces up here, and most often gets smacked down.
Right.
Let's say last year he had a couple of tournaments where he got up this level and eked out a Kachikoshi, which is great for him, but it doesn't make it any more likely that he's going to do it again the next tournament.
You know what might be interesting, Stan, is for us, as a study of the rise and fall, the dips and the bounces and the sort of pinging around, is to pick one Rikishi and just sort of look that we know who their behavior is, like, Ura or somebody, and just kind of say, look at this repeated pattern. This is kind of how they do their thing. I think it'd be fascinating for me anyway, especially as it informs what we think they might do performance-wise. I like that concept.
I mean, the thing to look at, for me, the best way to look at that is to go to their Wikipedia page.
Yes.
Because the Wikipedia lists their tournaments. It's just a big table of their tournament, and you can look at 15 years at a glance and kind of just look at his numbers.
Yeah. We can also pull up Fred Pink's stuff and layer it, across.
Right. But Fred Pink's, just because of the way it goes, it takes up so much
real estate.
It's hard to get too long a timeline on the same page.
Yeah, I do. I wonder if there's a way to sort of, and folks, we're talking about Fred Pink's stuff. You can find it at fredpink.com. That and a whole bunch of other great things. Highly recommended. Great guy. We've had him on the show, and he's committed to getting this done. And it's really, really great if there's if you're some kind of an error.
We're going to be looking at his latest, as you said before, we're going to be looking at his latest chart later, and it gives a really good view of what happened over the last 3 months.
It does, yeah.
But it's not the best way to look at how someone's been doing over the course of a couple of years.
Granted, yeah, gotcha. The other fun thing that's great about it, and we'll look at it, is you can kind of get a sense of what the mood or the vibe of the Basho was. Like, was it just pure chaos, and you can just see it, or where was the top really holding the line, or Yeah, it's always really fascinating to look at.
All right, so that's Maegashira 2 level. We've got Uda and Wakataka Kage. And then at Maegashira 3, we have Takanosho
Yeah.
and Hakuno Fuji. Hakuno Fuji may be a name you're not familiar with because that was uh, Hakuoho.
These
There's a lot
guys.
more Fujis now.
Yeah.
Everyone who's in Isegahama Bea, who was came in with Miyagi-No, with the former Hakuho's Bea, when it got when he had his trouble and they told him he couldn't have his own hand, he had to team up. They moved all his people into Isegahama.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that he is out entirely and his stable is closed down and these people are now permanently in Isegahama Bea.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, is he starting his own? He's starting his own sumo association. Is that what I understand?
He is starting an internet. He's doing a lot with international sumo.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to set up a lot more prestigious international tournaments and make it's not really a competing thing for the Kyoku you got me now. You got me going Kokugikon. I blame you. The Kyokai. He's not trying to set up a competing sumo association, but it's so hard for foreigners to get in. Each heya can only have one foreign-born wrestler, and there are a lot of people who could do really well if they had the chance to compete. And his vision is for sumo to be an Olympic sport, and in order to do that, you've got to grow the interest and the ability in countries that aren't Japan.
Yeah, interesting. Do you think that that effort reaches a level where we start covering it or talking about it, or what do you think?
I think it's something we will talk about intermittently, but I don't think that it's. I mean, there aren't. There aren't tournaments that happen that regularly, right? There aren't that many, and he's trying to get some to happen. And once they start to happen, and it's going to take a while for them to build up enough
momentum.
Yeah. Like, look, you were just talking about how this tournament, after doing this 3.5 years, this tournament, you finally feel like you know the people.
Right.
Imagine if we were starting with the rest of the world. We don't know any of their names.
No, yeah, exactly. Well, and so is it the International Sumo Federation?
I'm not. I think that's it. Yes.
Yeah, because they've got junior men's, junior women's, men's, women's.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing is, in order for it to be an Olympic sport, it's going to have to include women. So he is pushing very hard to increase the quality of the amateur sumo that's available for women to participate in.
Yeah, it's a very interesting take. I do, just not to belabor the point. I do wonder how I don't want to say accurate, but it does feel like, hey, you all suck. I'm starting something new. Here's my new effort because you all took my stuff away, and I'm going to make you pay. By being, by creating an organization that's more progressive, more, it's connected to the world. It does sort of answer, or at least try to address a lot of the most, the common refrains from people in the West, which are like, give us more connection to sumo. And anyway, so I don't know. I find it hard to believe, just when you measure how people are as humans, that this isn't a defiant moment of saying, you wouldn't let me be my big rock star self in the midst of all this and took away my heya. Now I'm gonna have a whole organization. So, be scared.
You know what? I think that's overstating it by a lot.
Okay.
I don't think you're wrong entirely. I think that's definitely in there, but part of the problem was he was already involved in some of this at the time. This is not like this is developed so quickly.
Yeah.
If he had not been involved to some extent in this kind of thing already while he was in there,
Yeah.
right? This was already a goal of his. It's not like he stepped out and said, "All right, well now I'm going to find this thing to fuck you up." It's like, no, okay, well now you've just taken the chains off me. All the stuff I wanted to do that I had to do slowly, I can now do quickly.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. I mean, one thing's for sure is that it's certainly good for sumo.
Yeah, it certainly is good for international sumo.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's come out a lot in the conversations is given Aonishiki's meteoric rise to the rank of Ozeki, is that and not just him, Onosato coming in, and a couple of the others who have come in, and some of the new ones have just getting started. Some really exciting new guy who's not even officially in yet, but has been granted the name of a great yokozuna because he's so damn good.
Yeah.
The Heya that is going he's living at the Heya and training with him, but he's not on the Banzuke yet, and he's not fighting officially. But he came in this past week and did training with other Heyas, with other the people from the other stables, and usually when you're ranked that low, they make you practice with the low ranked people. But he's so good that everyone just agreed, like, it does no good to make you practice. You're just better than all those. You're going to come and practice with the Juryo and Maegashiro guys.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
did, and he had a winning record. He came in and held his own and then some. So we're a year or to 2 years from seeing him around the top of the rankings.
Yeah.
Maybe just a year, given the way things have been going recently. We've seen other people do. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, he is ready right now to train and compete with the Maegashira level, and he's coming in at the bottom. At the bottom.
That's exciting. Hey, just as a quick correction, it's not the group that I mentioned, which is a different organization, but it's World Sumo Project.
Right.
That's what Hakuho.
Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
There
you go. Mission to destroy sumo. No, I'm kidding. Just joking. Really interesting stuff.
We're going to add this to your shadowy organization thing.
Or maybe it's an antidote. Who can say?
Yeah.
All right. More to come.
All right. Anyway, yes. Haku no Fuji there is the guy we know as Hakuoho.
Yeah.
He's now a Fuji. Everyone's a Fuji.
Everybody's a Fuji now,
except for Enho, who got to keep his old name.
So he didn't change.
No.
Okay.
And there's been a lot of interesting coverage of that. You can find that a bunch of the different sumo channels and English language websites have covered that.
Well, what's the skinny there?
Well, so the question was whether everyone was forced to change their names, and the answer that came out was no, but kind of yes. Right? The answer was
very Japanese
a former Teruno Fuji, who's now the Isakahama Oyakata.
Yeah.
Basically was saying, well, before we were two stables together, and although we were working together, they were officially still part of a separate stable. Now that stable's gone, and these people are all here, and we here like to. We want them to be, if they're in, we want them to be in. We want people who want to be part of the team.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people who didn't want to do that have already left. So everyone who's there is people who bought into staying at Isagahama. And
Right.
so part of that is almost always taking a Fuji name. Enho's much later in his career. Like most of these guys are relatively early in their career.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
Need to, they as sumo and Japanese culture go, you need to consider the group. You need to get in and not make any waves, and you need to be mindful of what is best for your group more than maybe what is absolutely best for you personally. And so if you're going to be part of Isagahama Beya, then you probably should take a Fuji name. So I think, so what seems to me is that Terunofuji, or the former Terunofuji, Isagahama Oyakata, saying, look, no one has to change their name, but people who really want to be here will change their name. And so, do you want to change your name? Yes, I want to change. Okay, well then we're going to change your name to whatever no Fuji. Do you want to change your name? Oh yes, I want to be here. Do you want to change your name? No, I'm quitting. Oh, okay. You don't have to quit. No,
don't quit. Yeah, don't quit. Don't quit. Yeah. Right.
So yes, no one was forced to change it. But when apparently when they met about it, Isagahama Oyakata was saying to Enho, you're in a different position. You're late in your career. And Enho's position was, look, I have a significant history. I've always been Enho.
Yeah.
I'm late in my career. The fact of the matter is, Enho is trying to get back to Juryo for one tournament so that he can get Elder Stock. He, in order to get Elder Stock, you have to have been Juryo or higher for a certain number of tournaments. I don't remember what that number is, but he's one tournament shy.
Interesting.
And so he definitely is one of those guys. We talked about him a lot the last few years, right?
Yeah.
He injured his neck in a way that might have caused permanent paralysis, and he had surgery and medical procedures and training, and he's fighting through it because he wants to get back and earn his way back to Juryo for one more tournament so he can become an elder.
This is one to watch because I really do think, just given how, as you mentioned, just sort of there is some speculation, there is some interest in sort of what his lack of name change means. But it's another very interesting story to watch that I think we'll probably see get a little heat as we especially since
but I think all of that, just the story of he has built a big fan base, a long reputation, history in the top division as Enho. He has there's that letting him keep his name and him keeping that name is completely reasonable.
Because he earned it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think, and I think the other thing it does is let Terunofuji with a straight face says, "Oh no, I didn't force anyone."
Right.
See, Enho kept his name.
Look, Enho's here. Yeah.
And he's we love Enho. He's on our team.
I dig it.
All right, so Takanosho and Hakuno Fuji there at Maegashira 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. Takanosho. He's another one of those guys who was a solid top of the division for a long time and has been futzing around for the last year plus and seems to be back a little stronger, but he was up higher last time and couldn't handle it anymore, and he's dropped back down. And Hakuno Fuji is only 22 years old, but he's got so many injuries. I just worry that his entire career, we've seen him on the verge of being one of those top level guys, and he just burst. He's broken himself too much, and the rest of his career is going to be this kind of middle Maegashira, right?
Teetering on the edge of another injury. Yeah.
Kind of like Maegashira 7 to Maegashira 3 is where he'll live. I hope not. I hope that he can put that all together because he's really exciting to watch. And he definitely has what it takes to compete against the Hoshoryus and the Onosatos if he's healthy.
Yep.
Or when he's healthy.
Yeah.
Next, we got Daisho, who, as we said before, former Ozeki, who also had a really bad knee injury, dropped down to the lower part of the division, but is working his way back up. The last 2 tournaments, he had bad week 1s and strong week 2s. So we're got our fingers crossed that he can come in and have a strong tournament from
start
all
to finish.
15 days.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet that way yet. He's another guy's, that we talked about earlier, where you kind of get up there and you hold on for a while, and then you slip and you never get there again. Kirishima is the one guy up here. No, both are Sekiwaka. Kirishima and Takayasu are 2 examples that run counter to that. Right? They've come back and they seem to be strong. Takayasu, we know, could tweak his back at any moment and go tumbling.
Yeah.
Kirishima seems the likeliest to really seriously be, all right, no, I'm back. But again, he's also in that he's either 29 or 30, and once you've had one bad injury, you're one weird step away from
right.
Yeah. So Daisho down there, there's nothing that's changed so much that they couldn't have a great tournament here, but there's nothing that's looked like they've overcome their problems entirely.
Yeah.
Atami Fuji, we know, is got really good skills and arthritis in his hip that sometimes just tumbles him down.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But he's on that list of people who could be there in the mix. He certainly has what it takes. Again, another guy that has what it takes to fight strong and beat Hoshoryu and Onosato and Kotozakura. So could be.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe not.
There, Tamawashi, oldest guy in the division still, 41 now, 42 now. 41?
Love that guy.
And Churanomi. First guy in a long time from Okinawa. And I don't talk about that a lot. That's his big claim to fame. Is not a lot of people from Okinawa have come up ever in the sumo ranks, and he's up there doing well. Has a lot of fans because of that, and he's been performing really well the last few tournaments. I've never really had him on my radar as someone to look at as a Sanyaku kind of guy, and I'm beginning to think I might need to retune that radar.
Okay, interesting.
We'll see. Tamawashi is closing in on some other big records, like most tournaments, most matches, and most tournaments in top division ever. Right?
Really?
Or different positions on that rank going up. He's certainly in the top 10. I think he's in the top 5. Right. Well, his big thing is he's got the most matches in a row without ever missing one. And it's like 12 years worth or however long.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So he's at that point in his career where if he keeps going, more and more he's going to take more and more steps up in the record books. And he's got a few. I don't think there's any that are on cue to be broken this tournament, but I think that if he continues not to get hurt, that there's a couple more that may fall in March or May. So right, so then we go to middle Maegashira. We've got Hiradomi and Onokatsu. Onokatsu, another one of those young guys who's coming up out of amateur sumo. And we thought he was Onosato's biggest rival in amateur sumo.
Yeah,
Doesn't seem to have the same. He's found some of those ceilings.
Yeah. I had high hopes
on some of those things that Onosato just walked past.
Yeah, I had some high hopes that there would be some real fun rivalry here, but that has not materialized.
We've got Oshoma and Fujinokawa, and there's our favorite Shodai down at Maegashira 8. Our favorite little sea bream.
There he is, swimming around in a puddle of luck.
Well, I'm just here at Maegashira 8.
And that's a promotion, right? Does he was he promoted up or did he drop? I don't have my chart up.
I think
it's a demotion. Yeah.
I think he dropped, didn't he?
He dropped. He did. He dropped. Yeah.
He'd had a really good tournament in September and then had a Shodai special in November. Kid Hozan, however, after dropping down a bit, has bounced back up a bit.
Yeah.
Gonoyama and Roga looking okay there. Maegashira 9.
Roga is interesting, huh?
Yeah, Roga's about where he's. I
was gonna ask. Yeah.
Which is always means that he's one step from looking like he's surging and then getting smacked back down.
Right. So is that where he's at now? Is he in SmackDown space?
No, he's about where he deserves. So he's in a probably Kachikoshi.
So he'll bounce to the top of that.
But he could have a really great tournament, in which case he'll jump up, and that's when he gets in trouble.
That's right.
If you just keep getting, if you're right around where you're supposed to be, and you get 8 and 7, you go up a little, and you get 8 and 7, and you go up a little. Now you're too high. You're just a little too high. So you get 7 and 8. You only go down a little, and you're kind of flipping back and forth between 4 or 5 ranks, right? Just kind of slowly booping around in there.
Right.
But when you're about where you should be and you have a great tournament, then you leap up and you get smacked down and you drop down below your bottom. So you have another great tournament. So you leap up, and it's like watching a ball that you drop, bounce a little less high each time until eventually it settles down and you're back where you should be.
It's kind of an interesting, almost elegant, mechanism.
That's like I say, the best way to look at how those numbers go is are the charts on Wikipedia. But to your point earlier, it would be interesting to look at them put on a Fred Pink style chart, so you literally saw the heights. You'd get a graph.
Yeah, and that's what thinking about it, to me, it would be interesting to get as familiar with a particular rikishi as possible to kind of see what their stamina is and how long they last in that spot, and then if they get up, they get promoted beyond that, and if they can stay there, then that's something interesting.
While we talk about it like Fred Pink's charts, I think that the thing to do would be to pick 3 or 4 wrestlers and just plot some graphs.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it'd be a very interesting, especially if we just did maybe, one or two, or maybe even just focused on one career and sort of see the as a way of identifying, performance over time and habits and sort of where their ceiling might be. And I think it could also give some very good insight into what we can expect a particular basho to look like, depending on who's risen to the top. There's a lot of people that were promoted out of their band. We could see quite an upset.
Right. Well, it would. So yes, that would be very interesting. Also very work intensive, but
yeah.
No, I mean, the one thing you're talking about is what we get out of the Fred Pink, but the processing it requires having in your head some of that other information.
Right, and I don't. But yeah, we'll talk about it offline. We have
like a year from now, that'll be your next that'll be your
Our
next
next evolution
stroke.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I've got those ideas in my head.
Right. We'll let it marinate.
Yeah. All right. So then we're going to look at and then Toki Hayate and Koto Shoho
Yeah.
round out. Koto Shoho, there's a guy who we uh, um, just what we're talking about, right? He did so great in the July tournament that he won it. And he jumped up in September and just got smacked down.
Sure did.
And
Yeah.
then the last tournament, he did pretty good. And so he's back right here in the middle, which is about where he should be. I mean, maybe a little higher than this. And he seems like more like a Maegashira 8, Maegashira 7 is where he wants to live.
Yeah.
But he had if this is low enough that he can have another great tournament here, he's going to go through another round of leap up and smack down.
I love it. One to watch.
Yeah. And then the lower part of the division, we've got Chiyoshima and Nishiki Fuji there at Maegashira 11. Midori Fuji and Abi. That's where Abi has landed. Maegashira 12.
I have a prediction.
Yes.
I think Tobizaru was a little down-spirited, perhaps related to some, unfounded or founded, I'm not sure, wasn't really clarified, accusations of bullying or whatever that was.
Right.
I think he's ready to rise up again and be a flying monkey in the upper, as opposed to...
You think the monkey is ready to fly?
I think he's ready to fly, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe he should be your pick in the lower part of the division for the...
Maybe I'll wait
Fantasy
just another
Oyakata
Basho or two and we'll... I almost have my Fantasy Oyakata picks fleshed out, but we'll see. Yeah.
Yes, but there he is at Maegashira 13, along with Tomokaze. Shishi back up in the top division here.
Not as bad as the worst, but not super great.
Yeah, Shishi. We'll see how his butt wiggle goes.
Didn't they give him like some kind of new like a 19 or something? Like just kind of tacked him on there at the end of at the bottom of the list, and it seemed he
got lucky. He got lucky, and it just because of the way things. We're looking at the beginning of this, right? Sometimes when you've got an odd number of people in the Yokozuna and Ozeki levels, that changes the number of how low the Maegashira rankings go.
Yeah.
And everything slipped around, and he got
he's hanging on.
But that's right. A new level appeared below him and kept him from dropping. I'm falling into Churio. Bunk.
Oh, I'm safe. Yeah. And it does seem like we did talk about this a little bit. He's introducing a maybe a little more butt wiggle or something. Something's happening. Something defiant.
He had a new reformed butt wiggle.
That's right. Will it last? Well, we better watch.
Mitakeumi, there also at Maegashira 14, former Ozeki. He's one of those guys that hung around at Sekiwake for literally years. Finally earned his Ozeki promotion, got injured, and has been hanging on for a while. But he seems like he may be. I think time on Mitakeumi is running out. I think we're gonna. I don't think we're seeing him here at the beginning of 2026. I don't think we'll see him again at the beginning of 2027.
Bold statement. We'll have to follow that. But the math appears to point downwards.
I'm thinking of in A Christmas Carol when Scrooge asks the ghost of Christmas present about Tiny Tim, whether he will survive. And,
right.
the ghost of Christmas present says, "None more of my kind will see him." Like the ghost of Hatsu Basho present says, "None more of my ilk will see Mitakeumi." Unless it's in an Oyakata name.
That's right.
We'll be here for a long time, but we'll call him something else.
Great.
All right. Ryuden and Asakodyu there in Maegashira 15. And look at that, Asanoyama, former Ozeki Asanoyama, back
That's
after
exciting.
in the wilderness. He is the only person to have ever dropped from the top division to the Sandanme division and
And
come
worked it.
back again twice.
Now, how old is this guy?
31, 32.
Okay.
So he dropped the first time because of the COVID punishment,
That's right.
and he fought his way back from that, and then he injured himself very badly and dropped all the way down because of injury. So this is him coming back from the injury, and there's been a lot of news coverage of him.
Yeah.
So everyone liked him a lot. He had been in 2019. He had been one of those guys that they were looking at as maybe the next Yokozuna, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
And he was very popular and very good. And then that COVID violation that dropped him down just torpedoed his career. And now
and that was him. He would just basically went out to dinner with
it wasn't just that. No, it's not.
Ladies.
He didn't just go out to dinner. He went out drinking at some clubs.
Yeah.
And then, which it was enough to get him punished. But then when he got called on the carpet for it, he lied to the Sumo Association about it. And then got caught very publicly. There were like photos and articles, and so he got banished for a year.
Tongues were wagging, that's for sure.
So he's back. He's looking good. He's he's still not, you don't get to be as dominant as you were until we always talk about, you've got to fight the best guys to be your best you.
Yeah.
But he's not overwhelmingly crushing everyone in front of him these days. He's winning 10 or 11 or 12 bouts of tournament, which is great. But if he was Ozeki, he should have won the last two Juryo tournaments, only losing one or two matches, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He's doing great, right? He got, like I say, 12 or 13 wins. But now he's coming up, and it's, as we said before, that he's going to be facing these different layers of better competition going up, and it's unclear when he's going to have to train a little harder or if he can just march his way up. He says his goal is to make it to the Sanyaku again by the end of this year. He's very happy to be starting the year in Makuuchi. His goal is by the end of this year to get back to Komusubi or higher. So
it feels like it could happen, right?
He's not expecting, like, we've seen the people that shoot up the charts, they do it in two or three tournaments, right? That's what the people that we get all excited about.
Yeah. Yep.
He's not expecting that, and maybe he'll do it. Maybe that's just him being, self-effacing,
kind of sandbagging a little bit. Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that he's very rightfully assessing that he's going to have to keep improving in order to get there. But who knows? He's a former champion. Right? He's won two tournaments in the past, 2 or 3 tournaments in the past. Might just be one. I think it's 2. And former Ozeki, so he could be down here at the bottom level. Yeah. He could be a better pick than Tobizaru. Who knows?
Very interesting.
I don't know. Oshomi is there with him at Maegashira 16, and down below him, Asahakuru and Hatsuyama. So,
quite a Basho.
Indeed. That's what it all looks like.
Awesome. Well, so you can take that information, friends, and you can also go check out Fred Pink to get some data. You can do some triangulating so that you could, be informed when it's time for you to fill out your Fantasy Oyakata. I need to get rid of one of these. One of them's silent, and one of them is, the fun one.
So where's the Fantasy Oyakata?
Yeah. There you go. Links in chat, and we'll drop it in our Facebook group too, which you want to check out by going to facebook.com/groups/The Sumo Show, or just search for The Sumo Show. And if you don't see us, attack. Just kidding.
Don't get salty.
Yeah, don't get salty. Check that out, of course. Yeah. And then just remember. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, you can go to thesumoshow.com, and it'll take you to where we like to send you here, YouTube, youtube.com.
Subscribe, like, share.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's a thumb, give it. If there's
careful where you put it, but give the thumb.
No, just get it right up there. As many as you can fit. And then
hey now.
And if you're on Facebook, give us another thumb. Wherever there are thumbs. If they're stars, give us those. We want them all.
I don't know how many thumbs I can take.
I might just be a one thumb guy. Or the concept anyway.
Right. And for those who don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't. The Fantasy Oyakata is our totally free game.
Yeah.
You're picking one representative from each of 5 different levels in the Banzuke, and we total them up, see who has the best score. The people with the best score win.
That's right, and they get listed. Your prize is to be listed on a spreadsheet.
That's right.
Prestigious.
Totally, you get the pride and put your name on the spreadsheet.
That's right. And it's fun. It's fun as well, and we've got plenty of people who've made it on the. I myself have made it.
You have.
Very fun stuff, and we have a good time with it.
And so that's this link that Troy's put in there.
That's right.
You can now go and start to fill it out. So if you fill it out, you can change. You have until the 11th, the 10th of January to get your submission in for this morning.
Just gonna ask.
If you put it in early, you can change it. You'll get an email telling you that they've saved that email, because that's how you change it.
Well, and I gotta say, I maybe I know I'm usually pretty early when I do my stuff, so I'm gonna I might just relax.
You're gonna get in there early.
I might get in there a little in the middle, I think, which is
all right,
early for me. Yeah, a real quick shout out to friends over on Reddit. The Sumo Reddit is a great group of people. If you love sumo and you want to hang out with a bunch of sumo nerds, they are very kind, very fun, easy to connect with. A really nice group of folks that really are, they're nice even to people who are, don't know what they're doing, like me. And so they're very, very, very kind. Rarely do you see a terse word. So I would head on over to r/sumo and see what they have to say. So it's often very good stuff with a lot of juicy gossip and a sudden interest in the shadowy organizations around. I'm kidding. Will this be the Basho?
r/sumo/shadowy organization.
That's a good idea. Maybe I'll think about that. But yeah, looking forward to this Basho. A lot of fun. New Year coming in, and what a great year we've had in the past. So it's kind of exciting.
You want to look at Fred Pink's?
We have been talking for quite a bit. Do you want to take a look? You be quiet. We've had a lot to say. It's been.
You want me to sing? You like to do? I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we save it.
Oh God. Put it up there. Put it up. We're not. We're doing it.
Let's do it.
Here we go. This is we talked about it, right? We can't not show it at all.
No, we've got to show it
in depth. But So here we see what's going on in so Fred Pinkerton, fredprink.com makes these charts before every tournament where you can see how the people have done in the last 3 tournaments with these handy dandy lines that show
It's
you how
frankly
they're
the
going up
best
and how
thing
they're
out
going
there.
down.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to, there are a lot of people who are compiling data and sharing kind of insights and things. This is a game changer for me. So if you're new to sumo, you just want to kind of get a sense of the overarching themes here. It's one of the best ways to kind of
Yeah.
go, aha, I see this now.
And what we're seeing here that I think we're going to see for the foreseeable future,
Yeah.
for at least the first half of 2026, is those top 4 green lines. They're going to be just flipping back and forth between them, but they're not going to go down significantly.
And that's what you hope to see, right? A little
Right,
kind of
because
up
there
and
are
down.
Yokozuna and Ozeki who are going to, and they're going to be green lines. They're not going to be red dotted lines.
Yeah.
And when we talked about it before, when we were in our gear shift era, how what we're looking to see to know that things are really strong in this sport is as large a group of those as we can. If we get up to from 4 up to 5 or 6, then we're going to be in an era with lots of strong top of the tournament, top of the Banzuke people that are reliable.
Yeah. None of these precipitous like falls or jumps to great heights, but yeah.
So we see the switch because Hoshauryu had a better record last time. He went up
Quick
and
flip.
Osako went down, but he's not going down any lower than that because he's Yokozuna.
Yeah.
What do you see here that's interesting to you in particular?
Well, I do a couple things. I like to look at who the biggest drop was between the two, and and how they line up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it looks to me like it was Gonoyama. Is that right? I sort of crossed there for a minute because I would look in September the drop, and then between November and January, like it just seems like not doing. Oh, a little jump. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, no, I mean, I think maybe it's no, it's not. Is it Abi?
Abi's got the steepest drop this time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's
And
interesting.
so it's 2 steep drops. Like in September, he was Maegashira 1, and he drops to 7, and then he drops to 12.
And there's and there's always something weird too about the straight line.
We don't have a lot of them this time.
No. Last one was Kimbozan, Midori
Kimbozan
Fuji,
and
Daisho,
Kotoshoho.
Roga. Just that straight across.
Roga from September to November.
Yeah.
But then he gets a lift, small lift. But Kimbozan
So
and Kotoshoho.
Yeah.
They Maegashira 8 West and Maegashira 8 West. Both of them had losing records and didn't shift.
Yeah, interesting. Do you see if there's somebody, if there are a lot of people who are sort of just holding the space in the same spot that they were in prior, do you see that as an indicator of health or concern, or is it just the way the cookie crumbles?
I see that. Well, I mean, so we talk about, when you're at the rank that you should be.
Yeah.
You are going to be 8 and 7, 7 and 8.
Yeah.
So, and if you do that repeatedly, you are not going to have steep lines. So I think that what that says to me is that you're performing about how you should. You're not having a great tournament. You're having what is an average tournament for you.
Got it.
Average being, not meaning middling, but meaning about what you should do. You did
at the peak of your personal best or whatever. Yeah.
Well, when you're at the peak, you're going to be exceeding that.
You think? I mean, when you peak
you are performing above your average.
Okay. Okay.
and
In my
but
mind,
it's
it felt like when
unsustainable.
you peak, you reached the spot. That's when you're not going any further. That's where you live now. Either
Yeah,
there or the memory
well,
of.
you know what? In that, whatever you peak at, that's when people remember you, they remember the best you ever got to.
Yeah,
But
right.
the way sumo works is that you get to reach beyond the level you can hold. Your peak is a level you can
That's
touch,
right. We were talking about
not
that.
that you
Yeah.
can hold.
Yeah, that
So
mechanism of sort of testing
right.
your metal as you get to higher heights
So the
and
only way
hoping
you
that
can
you yeah.
test your metal is to do better than your average, do better than you're
Yeah,
expected to. So
fair
if
enough.
you just are performing the way you should, that's kind of really, just given the way he carries himself, that's what I keep expecting Shodai to do, is to find his level and just do and I'm
No,
and,
yeah.
and
It's
be like Maegashira 10 or 9 or 11 for the next 3 years.
that might just be the guy to track. That might be the interesting guy to track from, just to see his bobbing around and just kind of see if there's any way we can decode it. Interesting,
It sure
yeah.
would be funny if like it made a musical tune.
We'll have to see what note we would, which level would make which note, and then play the song. I bet it would be a real sad one.
No, 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 no. Ba-dope, da-dope,
That's what it
da-dope,
would sound like for
da-dope.
sure. I do have concern for Shishi. I feel like he's my as I would for like, kind of your less intelligent younger brother. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like just a worry that but we'll see what happens to that guy. He's I want him to
Shishi,
do good.
yeah, I want him to be, but I think that I think that currently what he's shown us is Lower Maegashira is about where he wants to live.
That's right. Yeah. Maybe not where he wants to live, but it is where
Yeah,
he lives nonetheless. Yeah.
yeah. Um, yeah. You know what? The thing I notice here on the left, the difference between September and November, you see a lot of those green lines crossing each other,
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah.
right? That's if everyone, if in theory, in a complete meritocracy, or we're in a situation where people are performing about the same, like
Yeah.
if you do well and someone below you does well, then you both go up about the same, and you kind of see like the Daisho Ichiyamamoto and Fujinokawa, they
Yeah.
all kind of are about the same. Uh, but that's a pretty steep up. But if you look at the Atami Fuji and the Churanomi,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's what I expect. Those are kind of average changes. The Atami Fuji Churanomi.
Yeah.
That's what performing about your average and doing and getting a win goes like that, and getting a loss goes about the same angle down. But if you do much better than you should, then you get an Ichiyamamoto zoop,
That's right.
and look at all those people he cut across. He
Yeah, he sure did.
not only did he do better than his own, he did better than they did better than their own.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Um,
I know that there's something in this in the way that this allows me to visualize sumo in an interesting way, but there are some interesting truths, and we've seen at least on a cursory glance, if you compare bashos to each other, that there are just ones that are pure chaos, just
yeah,
absolute
yeah.
chaos monster, and then there are ones that are they're kind of a little slower, a little not quite the chaos that you see. And I don't know what we want to call this. It feels I always feel better when you see those straighter lines at the top,
Yeah.
which has not been the case for a while. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that informs the rest of the down ballot folks, if you will.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And the
yeah,
other thing, you
interesting.
look at the September to November, you see there are areas where there's no green, just
Yeah,
areas where almost everyone was red, and that's always a sign of chaos.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
always going to be some up and some down, right? So I like to see a good, healthy mix of greens and reds near one another. That means that everyone's about right, and they're shifting around.
Yeah.
No one,
Yep.
no one, no one got uh, no one got smacked down.
Right. Right.
Or as a whole, the spread of talent is about where it should be.
So I got to tell you, my big hope for this Basho and for the next couple is no scandals, no injuries,
Yeah.
no like, and I just want to see the our top players really mature and get into that space and to see what their lasting impact is on the on sumo as a whole, as opposed to sort of like no toes broken or whatever happened.
That would
No,
be nice. Yeah.
yeah.
No big injuries. That would be nice.
Yeah, or little ones, however you want to define a toe
Yeah.
that keeps you from wrestling. But I'm teasing. I'm sure it hurt. I'm only imagining the pain of it. But no, none of this weird stuff with Oshoyu. Like everybody, just stay where you're at, do your thing, do it well, and let's see what happens.
You know what, I don't know that you want this broken to you right now, but there was a scandal that came out this past week or so.
No, from whom?
None of the big names,
Okay.
but there was a violent scandal at one of the Hayas.
Oh, come on, guys. Are we not evolved beyond this hazing crap? What happened?
One during the last tournament, or just before the last tournament, one of these are from folks in the lower division. One of the guys, uh, one of the guys stole some money from another guy's wallet, and the guy found out, and then hit him in the face repeatedly. Held him down and hit him in the face repeatedly.
What in
So
the world?
badly that he couldn't. He pulled out of the tournament. Because he
Wow.
had black eyes.
Oh,
So the Sumo Association looked into it, and it's a mini scandal because they looked into it and determined that the guy shouldn't have punched him, but the other guy shouldn't have stolen too.
yeah, sure.
But the stealing got really a wrist slap kind of. You shouldn't do that, and the guy who did the punching was going to get a 2-tournament suspension, but he submitted his retirement papers instead. And the Oyakata has been demoted. There are, like anything else in sumo, there are levels, right? So he's been dropped to the lowest level that he could be on the Oyakata ranking chart. The bad thing about this is not the first time it's happened at his Heya. And he was threatened with getting fired over this, and they didn't fire him over it. They just
So it
demoted him.
sounds like he's on his last warning, right? I mean,
Depends on among the pundits that I read or listened to about it. Some of them are saying, well, I mean, that's just how it goes. They're not really going to fire anyone. And some are saying, well, it's better for them to not fire him, because if they fire him, they have no more control over him. And then he goes out and starts talking shit in the press. Then he becomes another outside person talking bad about the Sumo Association.
yeah,
So better to keep him here where we got him under our thumb. But it doesn't look good in that he has repeatedly had problems of people at his stable being violent towards one another. And
I mean, come on, just get it together. Just get it together. This is they're adults. This hazing stuff is it's beneath the sport.
It's easy to say that, but historically it is the sport. They're trying to get past it.
I get it, but I'm coming into this without that historical perspective. It's horse apples.
Yeah.
And they should not do it.
I agree.
Yeah.
But they're not serious about really cleaning it up because that means policing themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I do think a couple more of these. I mean, I do think the appetite is just it's not a boys will be boys world anymore. I mean, it's shifting. It is, and I know that this is deep in thousands of years of tradition and what have you, but it's garbage. It just needs to stop. Like it just needs to stop. This is a little different, I'll say, but it does seem to me like that, if this person is it's different in that this isn't so much hazing as it is just bad behavior, like
Yeah.
somebody theft and I don't know that I would punch someone in the face repeatedly. But then again, I'm not there. Who knows what?
Yeah. I mean, part of it was he was going to deny it, but a bunch of people ratted him out.
Oh, wow, what a dummy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So this might not rank in my mind as severely as the general hazing sort of problems that are either happening and no one's talking about it. I mean, I'm all for. I'm not saying don't push people. I'm not saying don't, as a team, demand more from your trainees and your fellow teammates, but don't light them on fire or or
Don't punch
try
him in
to
the face repeatedly. Right.
maybe if someone steals from you, that's a different story. I don't know. Who depends on what the money's for.
Well, I mean, depends. Certainly, that is a different thing, but don't punch him in the face.
As a resolution,
grab him by the neck and bring him over to Oyakata and let
there
him
you go.
like
There you go.
to.
Yeah, then you get a little bit of the thrill of shaking somebody who's done something wrong, but don't shake them so hard that their head pops off and then not say anything about it.
Don't hit them so hard that they can't go out in public and therefore can't be in the tournament.
Yeah, I agree. So listen to us. The sumo wrestlers that Rishi like to tune in, and so
come on, sumo wrestlers, be like us.
Yeah, be like us. Soft. No, not soft, but yeah, you get what I'm saying.
All right. Well, you have something else to do right now.
I do indeed. So why don't we let me get these drums out.
Wait, before you get the drums out, I'm going to say that we will be back next week, same time, Sunday evening, for our another review. Right? Is it Sunday?
Is it Sunday? No, 2 weeks. Isn't it?
This is really weird. The lead up to the January tournament is always different.
Because it came out a little earlier than you anticipated, right?
And then one more. Yeah, we got an extra week in here, don't we?
Is it just the timing of the Banzuke?
Yeah. It's, with the New Year's holidays, it's got to be it.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? You should go to our Facebook group to check out, or go and become a subscriber to the YouTube channel.
That's right.
Sure, when we may be here next Sunday, or it might be the Friday after that.
Who can say? Only us. Hey, also, when you're subscribed, hit the bell because it just gives you a polite little reminder.
It doesn't punch you in the face.
Hey, your friend does not punch you in the face. It says, "Hey, friend, your friend, Stan and Troy are live," and
they're coming.
Yeah, they're ready to.
All right. Yeah, you are so ready to play those drums.
I am. I really am. Listen.
You have been listening to The Sumo Show, a live podcast about the art and sport of sumo. Your hosts tonight have been Stan Brown and Troy Hewitt. Production by Troy Hewitt. Sumoliering by Stan Brown. And initial charge by Tachi Troy. So until next time, whenever it is, we say to you, Ja matane!
Bye.